Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev have built a heated rivalry over the past few months, especially with Ankalaev frequently attacking the Brazilian. Now that the fight has been confirmed, Magomed Ankalaev made a dirty comment, attacking Alex Pereira regarding his past struggle with alcohol addiction. Check out everything about this controversy, what the former UFC champion is saying about this fight, predicting that Alex Pereira will lose, and the intense feud between Belal Muhammad and Kamaru Usman that has been making headlines. First, take a look at the unfortunate and cowardly comment made by Magomed Ankalaev about Alex Pereira, where the Russian ended up being heavily criticized. "You just sign your death certificate. I'm gonna punish you for ducking me, and I'm gonna make you look like a guy who works in a tire shop and not a professional fighter." Alex Pereira goes to all UFC fights to get free alcohol and get camera time. On the other hand, I've been training so hard. March 8th, the alcohol will not help you. Chama. Brazil, sorry for what I'm gonna do to your boy. Now check out Michael Bisping's opinion on this fight, where he firmly believes that Alex Pereira's reign will come to an end, stating that the Brazilian has never faced someone as big and dangerous as Magomed Ankalaev.
Alex Pereira just signed his death warrant. His run as a light heavyweight champion is coming to an end. It's not been a good time for Alex Pereira, and as I said right now, he's just signed his death warrant. Of course, I'm talking about the announcement that was made on Saturday night. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Of course, Alex Pereira took to Twitter, "See you soon, Ankalaev," and Ankalaev responded. He said, "You just signed your death certificate. I'm going to punish you for ducking me and making you look like a guy that works in a tire shop, not a professional fighter." Magomed Ankalaev, I do believe, provides the toughest test of his light heavyweight run. As we know, Pereira moved up to the light heavyweight division, and now, in a very short time, he has had 4 successful title defenses. I mean, that is incredible. But a lot of those guys, when you look at them, they're not the biggest 205ers. Magomed Ankalaev, this guy is an absolute gigantic light heavyweight. He stands at 6'3" tall. Now, Magomed Ankalaev said all along he's not going to wrestle him, and he's not an Islam, he's not a Habib, but he does come from Dagestan, and we have seen him wrestle before. And if it comes down to it, he probably will use it again. And I know Pereira trains hard. There's a reason why the man's successful in the first place, but he's got to be careful. Magomed Ankalaev just coming off that war with Alexander Rakic. So Magomed Ankalaev, Alex Pereira, finally going down. UFC 313, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada, and apparently Alex Pereira just signed his death warrant.
Kamaru Usman and Belal Muhammad had a disagreement this week, and after Usman suggested a fight between Islam Makhachev and Belal Muhammad, claiming the two weren't even real friends. Belal lost his patience and fired back at the former champion. First, check out Kamaru Usman's statement. "I think, if I was Islam and I had to pick what was the next fight, 100% I think Belal Muhammad and Ilia Topuria is definitely an easier matchup for me. The decision that I would make next is 100% go up. I go up there and starch either one of those guys. This whole notion of Belal training with them, I don't want to fight him. Bro, no. I'm going up and I'm whooping him, I don't care. Just because he comes into our camp and just tries to use our bodies and learn our style. I'm moving up, I'm whooping him, I'm taking that belt. They are not brothers, they are not from the same place. That dork just goes over there to train with them here and there. We scrap and we go get the work happening. And remember when we had Mike Tyson on the podcast? He puts things in perspective. If that is your real friend that you care about, then you let him get paid. And so I don't see why you don't make that fight at all. I don't see it." Now, check out Belal Muhammad's response, where he fired back at the Nigerian, saying that soon no one will even remember that Usman was a champion, since he hasn't fought in a long time and has been on a terrible losing streak.
Yeah, it's so funny, right? When you have a guy like him, right? He's on a 3-fight losing streak. And, you know, he's not, when these guys are calling him out, he's acting like he's putting himself on this pedestal like he's still the champion, like they shouldn't be calling him out. But bro, you're just a podcaster now. You haven't fought in over a year, and if you're not gonna defend your ranking, then leave. Like, quit. Like, you're on a 3-fight losing streak. You should start looking at retirement now, or you're gonna get on that Tony Ferguson losing streak, and people are gonna forget that you were ever champion. For me now, especially like with the way that he said it, I was like, bro, you've never trained with Adesanya in your life, and you made it seem like you guys would never fight. And he also said it with Khabib. He said, I would never fight Khabib, and you never trained with him either. But we do know that Kamaru never wanted to fight the toughest guys. He never would look for the toughest tests. He was that champion that would like, all right, well, I beat Kobe already. Let me get that rematch with Kobe. I think he deserves it. Or I beat Masvidal. Let me fight Masvidal again. And made it seem like he was fighting the next toughest guys, but he never fought the guys on the streak. So we seen it when he had his first tough title defense against Leon Edwards. He got knocked out, and then he lost again to him. He was never a guy that chased the toughest test. So it's funny that he's coming out now saying, oh yeah, these guys, they act like they train together. No, they should be fighting each other. And it's like, bro, are you still the welterweight? Are you still trying to chase the title? Do you think you still have a chance? Like, why don't you throw your name in the mix?
Well, folks, tensions seem to be running high among UFC fighters, especially between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev, as the Russian is already resorting to cowardly statements about Pereira's past addiction. But what do you think? Do you think Magomed Ankalaev crossed the line by mocking Alex Pereira in this way? Leave your opinion in the comments so we can discuss it.